Last year, I stood outside my local Smith's at midnight, waiting for the Switch 2 to launch. And people there were talking and they were excited, everyone counting down the last few minutes. And for a moment, it actually felt like gaming used to feel. And the strange thing is, moments like that have almost disappeared. Because not that long ago, midnight launches were one of the biggest events in gaming. There was a time when getting a new game meant actually leaving the house. You stood in line, you talked to strangers, and you argue about different things. You met people who were excited about the exact same thing you were, whether it was Halo, Call of Duty, GTA, or any console launch. Midnight launches felt like an event, not because standing outside in the cold for hours was actually fun, but because everyone there was sharing the exact same moment. And when those doors finally opened, it felt like something was actually happening. Here's the funny thing though, midnight launches didn't die because people stopped caring, they died because the industry solved the problem. Digital downloads showed up, preloading showed up, online store showed up, and suddenly you didn't need to stand in line, you didn't need to drive anywhere, you didn't even need to wait at midnight. You could just press a button, and for pure convenience, that's objectively better. And nobody is choosing to stay outside in the cold when they could just download the game from their sofa. And that's actually why midnight launches became rare. But convenience always has a cost. We gained instant access, but we lost the experience. Buying a game used to feel like you were part of something. Now it's mostly just like installing software. Then launch day comes, the download finishes, you press play, and that's it. No queue, no conversation with strangers, no sharing excitement in a parking lot at midnight. Gaming got easier, but it also got a little bit more isolated. And that's actually why the Nintendo Switch 2 launch stuck with me. The crowd wasn't huge and it wasn't the biggest event I ever seen, but it reminded me that people still want this moment. People still want to share the excitement and celebrate a game together. And even if it's just for one night in a car park for a few hours, it genuinely felt like gaming culture hasn't completely changed. So maybe midnight launches aren't dead. Maybe they're just rare now, saved for the biggest games, the biggest hardware. But standing outside the store waiting for the Switch 2 to launch reminded me of something. Buying a game used to feel like an event. Now it feels like downloading a software. And I honestly would trade away the convenience if I could just share with people. And I think many people feel the same. Have you ever stood in line for midnight launch? And if you have, which one do you still remember?